Hi, this is John Sanpetro, and this week's question comes from a stamping business owner. It reads, Dear John, a few of my fellow stamping business owners do 10-10-10s, which are 10 cards for $10 classes, or 10 cards for $15 classes. Are these types of classes worth it? It's a good question. I see these events quite a bit, and like anything else, the first thing we need to do is we need to look at the numbers. So we first look at the amount of time and money that you're investing in an event like this. For the materials, let's say that you're doing 10 cards at 50 cents in materials per card. That would equal about $5 per person in materials costs. Now, the time going into this is, you could debate this. I'm lowballing this number somewhat. It takes about 2 hours to plan those 10 projects out, another 2 hours to prep it all. The marketing of the class is 1 hour, and again, I'm really lowballing that. You should be spending a little more time than that marketing any class. And then the actual class itself, between traveling to and from it or setting up and breaking it down, plus the time you're holding the actual class, is about 3 hours. Probably more, but again, I'm lowballing the number, so we have a total of 8 hours time invested. So when we look at your expenses, we're talking about $5 per person in materials costs and about 8 hours of your time invested. So assuming 8 attendees paying $10 a person, we're looking at $80 in gross profit. That's the amount of profit you make before expenses. Now we subtract the $40 in materials fees. $5 per person times 8 equals $40 in materials fees. That leaves us with a $40 net profit. If we take that $40 net profit and we divide it by the 8 hours that we put into this event, we end up getting paid a whopping $5 an hour. That's it, just $5 an hour. Also, you're not making money on the front end. You need to remember, too, that people are walking out with 10 cards. So why would they buy more product? They've got so much. How many people, really, if you're not counting Christmas, how many people send out 10 cards in a year? Number two, if they're all paying $10 or $15 for 10 cards, why would they then pay you $25 for a regular 2 or 3 card class unless you were putting so much value into that class and making the project so extravagant that you couldn't make money on a $25 price point? Your price point is also valuing each card at just $1 each. 10 cards for $10, that's $1 per card. Now, that means that you're saying your card is worth only as much as a cheap, store-bought, mass-produced card. And that's only if you're also saying that your time and expertise isn't worth anything. So these 10 for 10 and 10 for 15 classes, I don't believe are worth it. I think they earn you less than minimum wage. And even a 10 for 15 class only earns you around minimum wage, but certainly a lot less than you're worth. They make it harder for you to sell product because you're giving them so much finished product in the class. They undervalue the projects that you worked so hard on and put so much time into. They seriously undervalue your skill and expertise, which is the most valuable part of your business. And they make it extremely difficult for you to hold classes at a price point that actually gets you paid a living wage. So for all of these reasons, I don't think that these classes are worth it. I don't believe that they should be part of a stamping business model. You are worth so much more than $5 an hour. You're worth so much more than $5 an hour, but if that's what you're asking for, guess what? That's exactly what you're going to get. No one is going to volunteer to give you more money. You only get as much as you ask for. So set up your events to ensure that you're getting paid what you're worth. Crunch your numbers before you put an event out there. Don't set a price point. Don't publicize a price point until you know what your costs are. And don't do an event that doesn't get you paid what you're worth. If you can follow these instructions, you're going to have a much more profitable business, you're going to have a much more sustainable business, and you're going to have a business that, frankly, is just a lot more fun. If you'd like to learn more about Stamping is My Business, please feel free to visit any of these sites on my website, my blog, or Facebook, Twitter, and of course right here on YouTube. My name is John San Pietro, and I'm just trying to get you paid.